Hey, welcome to my Walpurgis Night survival guide. Oh my god, I recorded this entire video and I didn't record the audio! Oh my god! Anyways, it's here. Oh my god, what's in the guide? We've got 2-star IDs, we got 3-star IDs, and we got the egos. And oh my god, we got the event predictions. What's the event gonna be about, guys? It's out already. I'm out of time. 2 stars. Who do we have? We have Honglu and we have Dawn, and we're gonna talk about the Honglu first. Hook off his fixer Honglu. He's a bleed ID. Oh my god, a bleed ID 2-star. I've never seen this anywhere before, especially not on the Honglu slot. Oh boy! But before you disregard this unit as complete slop, Kurakumo may be a potency monster, but Fixer Hook Office Man is in a different world. He is focused on bleed count, which he builds his haste with his S2 and his evade. He cashes out on a high speed with his skill 2, which inflicts bleed count based on how much faster he is than them. That's cool and all. Bleed count isn't going to matter by the end of the video, but like for the time where it lasts, or if you just want him for his nice support passive for the bleed team, and you don't want to use Kurakumo Honglu because you hate his guts, and you want to aura farm instead, Hook off his fixers for you. What about the Dawn? The Dawn's cute. That's great. She's a Rupture ID, and she helps maintain the count. And all her skills are at least neutral. Wink. Until they're not. But her only exceptions are conditional. Like, her skill 2 doesn't apply count unless it's like low enough already that the skill 2 messed up the count. If the skill 2 messes up the count, it just fixes the count. Otherwise, it's fine. And her skill 3 will only mess up the count if she's at low HP anyways and needs to heal. Oh, but why does this unit need to heal, you might be asking? Oh, that's because she's a tank. And she builds aggro. And she's got a lot of self-healing. And she's great on the Rupture team. And I'll be honest, I know there's a Hey Shodan, and she's real. Honestly, I prefer this one. Because she's not so count negative on everything she does. 3 stars! Woo! Walpurgis today! Walpurgis today! Okay. Lobotomy Ego Regret Faust. Woo! The only Tremor Faust. The only one. There's just one. And she could stack Tremor, and she's like okay at it, I guess. But she's got great debuffs, and she's got offense level down, and plus coin drop, and that's all under skill 2. And she does this every Tremor Burst with the skill 2 and the 2 defense down. And she Tremor Bursts 3 times on skill 3. And all of this is AoE. It's all AoE. Skill 2 and 3 make self-Tremor into all their Tremor. Which make, because she attacks more of them, she hits more of them. The skill 3 does 3 Tremor Bursts. It's an AoE triple Tremor Burst, which is crazy. It's great. And there's no other reason you'd want to use any other Faust on your team for a Tremor. Oh my god, I have to address the elephant in the room. Elephant in the room. Regret is slow. Regret's really slow, and that's okay. She can be slow. But not on Tremor team if you want to do high speed clears with resets and all that nonsense, because Everlasting, you want to use that ego on the start of the turn because it makes it so every Tremor Burst can happen again and then happen again, and the other 2 Fausts are just faster at it. If you don't have Mao Faust, or if you're using her on your other team, you can literally just use Lobotomy Faust. I don't care. I'm still going to use the Regret. And I'm not going to regret it, because she's the GOAT. Lobotomy Ego, Magic Outis! Bullet, woo! Burn ID. And she's got 2 effects. The Dorkafurimu and the Magic Bullet. Now, Dorkafurimu is a deadly burn nuke. It caps at 7 stacks on the enemy. And it deals itself times burn potency damage. Oh boy! Well, that sounds like a good diddly bit, Mr. Psychic 320. Why, yes, little guy, it is! Because it's 700 damage! Ha 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 ha! And Magic Bullet just gives her drugs. It caps at 7. Every stack is attack weight. So yeah, you can hit 7 enemies with skill 3, and it changes the skill's power from okay to numbnuts fucking busted. Woo! Woo! 40 power skill! Ha ha ha! 40! Like the number! Alright, now that we've let that sink in, she's got some big downsides, and that's okay. Dark Flame is only applied next turn. It makes the buff slow. Magic Bullet is really slow, like how slowly I got this fucking video out because I had to record it twice. And not only is the event already out, the event's already out. I could check everything I wanted to see for the event, actually, while I'm here. And that's probably a good shout, me. So I'm going to do that while I do all this. And Magic Bullet, it stacks slowly. Only S2 and S3 build it. And that's fine. And it's not really fine because their S2 soft caps at 4. So what does that mean? That means you have to use skill 3. And that only gives 1. 1. Ooh, no. 1. So you have to get, like... And that's why you need the buff. So you need, at minimum, the 3rd rotation to use your max skill 3. And if that's a turnoff, I understand. And really, there's nothing that can be done. It's not like there's some magic she can pull to make this go any better for her. Oh my god! Magic Bullet Outis! I lied! We're talking about egos now! Ha ha ha! Whee! But yeah, if the ego is intrinsically linked to the character, like this one and one other, we'll talk about it. So burn ego. Oh boy, that text is high up. I wonder what's going to happen for the rest of the page. It literally fixes every prior issue Outis had. All of them. They're all done. They're all fixed. Outis gets 1 to 4 magic bullet after the attack. And if she didn't have any before, for some reason, if this is the first thing you did, somehow, in a mode where you had enough ego resources, then she'd have 5, because it just gives her 1. And it gives same turn Dark Flame when she shoots people with it, with her gun that she has, and it lets her do it outside of that, with the passive, yeah. If they have 30 burn, she just inflicts Dark Flame now. It's nuts. It's 7 moves. It's 7 moves. It's 7 of them. It does 7 different attacks. Remember the unit liked the number 7? I remember that part, and that part's crazy. Stagger Threshold goes up on the first one. AoE Paralyze for everybody but the main guy on the second one. AoE Attack Down and 10 Burn on the third one. AoE Stagger Threshold Changing and Fragile on the fourth one. AoE Offense and Defense Level plus Burn on the fifth one. Stagger Threshold Down and a Reuse Coin on the sixth one. Does it twice. It's a lot of damage. And do you notice a theme here? They're all just really I'll tell you the theme. It's just good. It's just good. It shoots a lot of enemies. It gives debuffs. Now, what about 7? Because, there's the 7 bullet. It's a powerful finisher, and it literally just ignores Pierce Res. It's like it wasn't there, because it literally makes it not there. Outis dies. Big whoop. If in Corrosion, it just adds 3 count every one of the bullets for burn. It's nice. And I think it gives more. Dawn of his fixer Sinclair! Come home, my son! Burn DPS, good infliction, and he is a stance character. He goes into his morb state if you maintain your SP good. See, if you have high SP, you enter your ego state, and you lose SP every time you use a skill in your super busted ego state. And so, when you run out of SP, you go back to base form, and it's cool, and it's nice, and he does burn. I've talked about this guy before. He's the other sinking win con. He's got a special ammo gimmick. He's got 2 bullet types. One's the living, one's the departed, and neither of them have a reload limit. And it has butterflies. They're like sinking rupture. But sinking 320, what are you talking about? So the ammo you use determines the type of butterfly that you get. Woo! We love butterflies. We love bugs. But what do the bugs do? The living will just heal your SP on hit. So that's great. And the departed deals damage when they get hit. Every time. Every time they get hit. It caps at 30. It halves against units with no SP. So that's really just kind of sad. So whatever. We're fine. It's fine. Honestly, that's probably why there's an argument about this unit versus Spice Bush in the first place, but now the index is out. Is there really an argument against index? I don't know. I don't know! I don't know. Red Eyes and Penance Ryoshu, she's cool. Charge ID with some bleed. But what kind of charge? Unique charge. Red Eyes is one of her charges, gives her more bleed on her skills. Penitence is another one of her charges, and it gives percent HP shield at turn start. And it heals herself and allies based on her penitence. It's great, but she takes a bit to ramp up because you need to get both of them to max stacks. Bingo, bango, bongo! I love juggling. And what's more, you have to do it again after you use your enhanced skill, which is great! But what's S32? It's good, it's powerful, and it's strong. And you can't get any unique charge after you use it. Which, womp womp. If you try to do it, though, it heals HP every time you get Red Eyes, and SP every time you would get Penitence. I thought I saw something moving behind me. There's not. That was just really scary. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. Anyways, yeah. She's cool and all. One small problem. If I had a charge unit that had to stack to get more benefit out of her skill 3 for a really strong attack, I would have 2 nickels. However, if you want more of a glass cannon, just go with the warp one. If you want one that actually can clash and do all that stuff, go with the, I mean, DDR can clash, but, like, whatever. Just, it's your preference. If you want a cozier unit, just go Red Eyes. If you want a just stronger out the gate unit, go with the other one. Full step off is Heathcliff! He's got a gun! He's Poise DPS, and he has a gun. And that's his whole thing. He's got one little special bullet, and his simple goal: uses dodge and his normal ammo skills to get poise from his skills and concentration from his dodge. And why did I put that in that order if I was going to say that the dodge and the normal skill for the thing that the normal skill and the dodge does? That's just stupid. Why would I do that? Why would I do this to myself? Why would I record a video and not record the audio? Use everything on his insane skill 3 too. You could use it once per game, but it's really good. And he used that one special bullet and it just kills things. It's nice. He tags it once he's out of ammo. And even better, he comes back and he reloads. Woo! Oh, one more thing. He is a pocket twink. Meet pocket twink. He's got Poise basic ammo ID. And unlike the Heathcliff, who would only just kind of want him to be around, he just needs the Heathcliff around. It's not worth it, man. Just it's not worth it if you're not running both. But if you're running both, it's really good. His skills 2 and 3 make Heathcliff uses S2, which is great because it inflicts Pierce Fragility, which is great because that's all these guys do. And he can be called by full step Heathcliff whenever he dodges to get his stack up, and Hong will just stab him, which means you get 4 skills in a turn. Ha ha ha! For free! And he's got a free reload. He doesn't even have to work for it like Heathcliff does by going all the way back to the party. No, he just clashes a counter. I guess that means he is the only one that has to work for it. Heathcliff's is the free one. Why am I... Enhanced skills will happen if you have full step Heath in the clash? The back! Away! Hiding! And it swaps his backup attack for a bonus unbreakable coin on the skills. It's cool. They have more power, depending on whether or not he won the clash, which is pretty weird, considering that the way they actually gain power is if he loses the clash, which is funny. So yeah, that's cool. Lobotomy Ego in the name of love and hate Don Quixote. Long name. Really long name. Charge Envy DPS. Has her unique charge. Love and hate. Why would I put that there and not just put it there? What am I doing? I'm allowed to criticize myself. Myself made me record 2 videos. Consumes count to increase skill power. Whee! Every 10 count consumed gives a potency. Whee! Potency adds even more skill power. Whee! Oh boy, that sounds really cool, Psychic 320. I hope there's another gimmick. Oh boy, wouldn't you know it? It's a stance character. High SP, you get your base form. Oh, I'm a pretty little princess. Oh, positive coins. Love and hate buffs coin power. Single target charge rupture ID. I say charge rupture and charge the other one for these 2. They don't inflict that. They do, but it's not worth anything. Low SP reversed. Negative coins, love and hate buff, space power, and AoE charge and sink. You don't inflict like you're sinking. You're sinking. I just wanna bring up your sinking count. Your skill 3, the good one, inflicts 4 potency. What are you on? You are there cosmetically. You are not there realistically. But what they are there realistically on is their one shared goal, which is to build up charge potency and buffs, and to cash out on her huge reverse skill 3-2 to just pew. Unfortunately, the main damage buff for her skill 3, or her main buff, rather, for her skill 3 is locked behind skill 3. Magical Arcana, it buffs the skill 3s. In base, it gives it more damage, up to 45 nope. No, that's at uptype 3. Yeah, no, yeah, up to 90%. That's a lot better at uptype 4. Oh my god. And it gets attack weight on reversed, which is nuts. Oh boy, if only there was something to come in and solve all our problems again for the unit that came out at the same time as it, by the way. This thing does not need to exist yet. Let's just be so real. This thing dropped with the unit. Oh my god, it's the Name of Love and Hate Don Quixote. 2 parts base and corroded, and they're actually pretty different, so I'll mention them much differently. Awakening, its support, your corrosion, its damage. And all the forms have at least 5 targets. Oh my god, I've never found a better way to kill my team in my life. In the Awakening, you've got respectable damage, and it applies buffs and debuffs. You've got Magical Girl's Chant, which is a generic buff that also gives a charge-specific buff. It's all just generic buffs, but if they do charge, it's nice. And then the other 2 are literally just buffs that the other character gives. Mark of Villainy, which is on her skill 2, takes more damage from Dawn, and Magical Arcana. And the Corrosion is the opposite. It's not support, and it just has a lot of damage cons. You got Charge, Consume, Charge, do more. Envy Resonance, bigger Envy Res, more damage. Mark of Villainy, have Mark of Villainy on the target, take even more damage. Hysteria, you deal even more damage. But none of that matters. None of that matters, because it just gives her another skill 3. Gives her best skill. Why you were stacking the unit. Just for free. Just, you have as many of those as you have skill 2. Yeah, take that. The only rough part about this unit and this ID and this ego and all this is that the Charge Envy team, end of sentence, it's okay, but it needs help. Lobotomy Ego, Sword Sharpening Rodion, oh my god, they could shorten the names. One of the strongest sinking IDs that isn't on a Yisang. Of course it's not on a Yisang. Why do I even need to put that there? I didn't even say the strongest. I just said one of. Why did I even say one of? This is the strongest sinking ID. This is just the strongest. Yeah, no. Oh my god, it's another stance character. Even I was sick of this by the time we got here. Oh my god, it's another. They're cool though. When she's happy, it's her blessing, which is positive coins, applies more sinking potency, and it's a bit more defensive. And the one you'll actually use in game, Junko Enoshima, which gives negative coins, applies more sinking count, and is more focused on offense. In the game, more focused about offense. She's just strong in general. She's got a lot of sinking application and a lot of personal damage. She's really good. I don't think there's a better sinking ID than her. She's just the best sinking ID. Other than Yisang, but who cares? That's Yisang. He doesn't matter for this. This is Rodion's time, not Yisang. Fuck Yisang. Jaeong's office rep Ishmael. Speaking of sinking IDs, we got a fun one here. I can finally calm down a bit from the fact that I had to re-record this entire video. Oh my god. I had to re-record the entire video. She's a tremor sinking unit. She has unique play style. Not paralysis. I'm paralyzed right now, man. She starts with one of her hand buffs and another buff, but we'll get to that. And her hand will be a different color. And if you use skills of that buff's color, you get more of that buff called Bright, and that's the other buff, and it's purple. So yeah, if you have a yellow hand, you want to play your yellow skills and cry in a hole. And if you get your blue hand, you get to play your skill 3s and your egos and have a fun time. And if you have your red hand, you just play S1 all the time. Because why? Because if you get 5 Bright, or if 3 turns pass before you do so, you pop your S3 2, which gets stronger. It's unclashable. It gets stronger every Bright you have by a coin, and if you get all the coins, it just does a tremor burst twice and only reduces tremor once. It's nice. You play Uno, you get profit. It's, yeah. You have Uno. You don't? Well, you will this Walpurgis. Knights All Capitano Gregor! Tremor bleed unit, which means he's the first Tremor Gregor since Season 2. I had to research that one because I completely forgot that there was actually another Tremor Gregor. Why did I forget that there's another Tremor Gregor when there's an ego out there that really wants another Tremor Gregor? Because it's Rose Spanner Workshop Fixer Gregor. The 2-star. Which goes -2 for 1 Tremor Burst, by the way. So, yeah. So he follow-ups against low health targets, which is cool. He stacks his unique debuff to get his S3-2. Open Wound, it gives them Bind. And if you get 2 of those, it becomes Deep Wound, which gives them Bind. And Bleed every time they get Tremor Bursted. Oh, but why do you want to do Deep Wound, right? Because if you hit somebody with the skill 3-2, with the Deep Wound, with the skill 3, it becomes the skill 3-2, and the Deep Wound becomes the Fatal Wound. And the Fatal Wound is just better Deep Wound. It's cool. And he gets Tremor Hemorrhage, because of course he does. So that's nice. So if you don't have that one Ryoshu, the Contempt Doll one, you're in luck. And that's it. That's the IDs. That's it. We're moving on to egos. But before that, I do want to say thank you all for, it's been a miracle, honestly, that the video beforehand got so many views and so many likes and so many comments, and we got 500 subs. Honestly, I'm really grateful to you all. I'm also grateful, if you got this far, for putting up with my shit for my late Walpurgis video. This was supposed to come out like when the event did, but we don't get to have nice things because the microphone thing I was using sucks balls. And I will probably be splitting away from it so I could just not have to worry about stuff like this anymore. Or having to wait like 5 minutes for the app to load for me to just talk on fucking Discord. I really would just, you know what? I just gotta just separate myself from that. And you know what? That's okay. And we gotta do things we don't want to sometimes. And we gotta do things we want to sometimes. But speaking of things we might not want to do, hey guys, why don't you like and subscribe, by the way. You know what, if we got 500 subs last time, but with those viewer counts, I know we could hit more. I know we can. If we get 5,000 subs, if we reach 5,000 subs, I'll make a burn team guide while eating some spicy stuff. Like, I don't know, like, I got like ramen stuff with like super hot sauce that gets me like rolling on the floor or something, or I'll get like a pepper. I don't know. It'll be fun. Ego! Woo! Regret Merceau is the basic tremor ego, and I mean it. He inflicts count and he tremor bursts once, and that's it. That's all he does. It's the corrosion isn't any better. He just a tremor count negative with a burst, and he gives you 3 bind for 1 blunt power. Great. That's great. Why would we even want this? It's one of the strongest ego in the game. You might be asking, Psyche 320, what in the world are you talking about? Because none of that's good, and you're right, because you don't use it for that. You use it for this, the passive. If you just use it once, If you're at 4 or less speed, you get a blunt power. And the skill on the left, first one you use, gets -1 base power and +2 coin power. But you might be wondering, oh, Psyche 320, why would this be any good? I mean, it's okay. It's 1 power for 2 power, right? Yeah, that's what you think. That's what you think. Meet Thumb Capo Merceau and his 5 coin blunt skill. Now, I want you to look at me in the eyes and say that, I want you to look me in the eyes that the jump from being able to roll a max of a 28 to being able to roll a 37 is not a significant boost. And the blunt power, if for some reason this unit would be slow, he's usually not, but if he was, then there's something there. Dying. Probably from recording this twice. Anyways, Wingbeat! Woo! Oh my god, she's hot. Massive healing ego for her and only her. Oh my god! I put the corrosion first, right? I put that's first, yeah. Yeah, that's damages the party, and it heals Ishmael by the damage done to everyone. And that made me jump. That's fun. excess healing gives her offense level up, and she gets attack power. She kills an enemy, and that's cool. For the normal one, though, this is the fun one. It heals you based on your damage dealt. Reuses the second coin a couple times, up to 5. 5, like the number 5. Inflicts gluttony fragility. And she has a comfy healing passive. There's just one tiny itty bitty small... the Arknight's Ego is in the same slot. If you have the Arknight's Ego, this is a tough ask. I guess. I mean, to be real, I mean, it's not like Ishmael's helping much in the Rupture team anyways, so you'd rather want the support for that. I mean, it inflicts bleed, but the Gluttony passive makes it much better in Rupture, especially since it can fuel the Ego. But yeah, but if you don't have the Arknight's Ego and you don't have anything else like that, it's fine. Yeah, you can just use this one. It's cool. Sanguine Desire Rodion. She is a core bleed ego. Remember that part I mentioned where bleed count's not going to be needed anymore? You know what? Keep that in the back of your mind. It and the corrosion, we'll just talk about them both now. It's a solid clashing tool. Passively doubles Rodion's bleed potency infliction. Great. The Awakening, single target, and it deals damage to them based on bleed, and it gets clash power based on bleed. Now I think about it, the corrosion just sucks balls. It just sucks, actually. But, like, deals damage based on bleed. And one other thing I'll mention later. Corrosion has AoE and applies bleed potency and, like, 2 count. So it's, like, that's nice. It's cool. But, like, a small problem is what the Awakening does. You're not going to be using the Corrosion by choice. Because the Awakening has this. Do you see the problem? Do you see the problem with not losing bleed count for the entire turn? For the status effect that deals damage based on itself and removes a stack every time they flip a coin? Whenever they flip a coin! And they don't lose it. They don't. That's, yeah. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Machala and Gregor and Hook Off is Hong Lu. You guys can go over there for a bit. Woo! And lastly, but probably not leastly, Solomon Gregor. He's a sinking ego that does butterflies. Eat your heart out. Solomon Isang. Also, his passive buffs damage. If Gregor has a negative effect, he gets a buff. If they're panicked, Gregor gets a buff. It's cool. The Awakening is cool. It has like 3 targets and it hits randomly for all but the first coin. But why would you want that when there's only a few coins and the last one drains SP and that sucks? But what doesn't suck is that if you have greater than 0 SP, that coin reuses until you're at 0 up to 5 times, which is good. It's pretty good. I'd argue pretty good. The corrosion's not even that crazy. It just hits all targets and heals SP on kill. It's nice. They both do butterflies. It's cool. Yeah. That's the egos. The new stuff. It's gonna be less brief since it's out now. The Ryoshu. She's cool. She has a special debuff that lets her pop Tremor Burst for fun. It gives them a debuff called, I think it's Faint Aroma? Yeah. Yeah. Whenever they get Tremor Burst, they give 1 to 2 to up to 3 to on 3 random allies. And at max stack, they gain 2 Tremor and trigger Tremor Burst on self. Then take Gloom damage equal to sinking on self? That's stupid! Oh my god! Oh my god, that's... okay. And now the one I've been looking forward to finding out. The Marcel! Because there's a funny line of... he's a ammo unit. He uses something called Spores. It's a burn count for every 5 stack at turn end. Oh my god. And you get a bind next turn. Oh my god. Oh my god. What does the skill 3 do? I'm finding out. Okay. Burn potency times spore stack divided by 10. So it can deal like over 100 burn damage. It's still pretty cool. I'd say, yeah, he's like, yeah, no, he is the Kurakumo Ishmael of burn, except at like half the effectiveness, but also he just looks like a good unit in general, kind of. Yeah, probably. And then the Sinclair, it's, I'm pretty sure all I have to say about him now is the same as I had before. Good support ego with burn and bleed support, and buffs offense level, decreases defense level. Yeah, no, that looks, it's solid. It's a little risky, but it's solid. I'm sure that's gonna be great. And that's the video. Woo! I only had to record it twice. So about G Corp Gregor's passive. Yeah, I want to shout that out. Special shout out to everybody last video who mentioned G Corp Gregor's being good as a passive. Because if you guys did not say that, I would not have gone back and checked, and I would not have ever learned that that is not a once per turn effect. So that's crazy, just like y'all said. Probably very good in solos. However, I would still have recommended the one who grips Sinclair and the one who grips Faust and all that just the same, because if a new player is coming into this looking for what to get, I'm sure that they would probably need solid actual units to use rather than units to support the team they don't have yet. So that's it. But if you don't have G Corp Gregor already, and you do have a pretty established account, he would be the pick probably if you wanted to do solo stuff. And apparently Ting Tang's passive's also pretty good. So yeah, there's that. Yeah. And so I said I'm going to do a question in the video, and we'll shout out like a comment. It's going to be cool. What's your favorite Walpurgis Night unit or ego, and why? I've been Psychic 320. You have been 320 so wonderful, and I am going to go drink water because, oh my god, my throat hurts.